कि आपकी अगर 400 पार आ गई आप संविधान बदल लेंगे। अमित शाह जी ने तो बोला है हम लोग मुस्लिम्स की रिजर्वेशन हटा के ओबीसीज की बाकी लोग ही कर देंगे।
The Congress, however, in various states and various places, and when they were in the center in UPA, wanted to give.
If you can't watch a full podcast, watch a clip instead. You'll be as entertained and as informed. That's my guarantee. That's why you gotta subscribe to Dostcast Clips. आपकी सारी की सारी ऑपोजिशन पार्टीज़ हैं तो बहुत समय से कह रहे हैं कि भाई आप लोग जो है मोदी जी की डिक्टेटरशिप आएगी और आपकी डेप्यूटी सीएम है जो राजस्थान की, उन्होंने तो ये भी बोला है कि भाई हम पावर में आएंगे संविधान भी बदलेंगे। दिस इज़ द कॉमन थिंग दैट इज़ फ्लोटिंग अराउंड नाउ कि आपकी अगर 400 पार आ गई आप संविधान बदल लेंगे, आप देश पे टोटलिटेरियनिज्म ले आएंगे।
ऐसा है कि फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू नो व्हेन आवर कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन केम इनटू फोर्स 1950, do you know from then to now how many times the constitution has changed?
I don't know.
Over 100 times. First let's get that clear. So constitution amendment, I'm not saying whether we are going to do it or not, that's a different discussion. I'm just on the point of constitution being amended. India's constitution as opposed to the constitution of the United Kingdom or some other countries, India's constitution has an inbuilt provision under Article 368 to be amended. What you can't amend in the Indian constitution is what is called as the basic structure, which has been defined in the Kesavananda Bharati case, which was during Indira Gandhi's time, because the courts, the Supreme Court is actually the interpreter of the constitution. In the constitutional scheme of things, the Supreme Court gets to interpret the constitution. So the Supreme Court in that year interpreted that these basic structure elements, like the fact that India is a parliamentary democracy, the fact that India is a secular democracy, the fact that we must have free and fair elections, etc., etc. It's not defined, but it's a set of value systems, so that fundamental rights are there, etc. These are the basic structures that can't be amended even by special majority or full constitutional amendment. So that is outside the purview. So that is the basic structure. But otherwise, the constitution has been amended over 100 times, out of which 80 plus times has been done by the Congress. So first of all, if somebody says that constitution will be amended, constitution is routinely amended. But will the constitution be amended to remove reservation is the question. That is what the Congress is hinting. The Congress tries to create a web of deception that the BJP, when it comes to power, with 400 seats with the NDA, is going to get rid of reservations as it is. अमित शाह जी ने तो बोला है हम लोग मुस्लिम्स की रिजर्वेशन हटा के ओबीसीज की बाकी लोग ही कर देंगे। I'll come to that also in this answer. So we had more than 350 seats with the NDA even in the last 2019 to 24. In case we wanted to have such kind of malified intention, we could have done it then only. Nothing stops us. We had 350 क्या 400 क्या, तो पावर तो अभी भी था, किया नहीं क्योंकि हमको करना नहीं है। करना होता तो पहले भी कर सकते थे, किया नहीं मतलब करना नहीं है reservation. But when it comes to reservations, the Congress must answer, because under our constitutional scheme, under Article 15 and 16, the Constitution says that the reservations can't be given on religious lines. Reservation is given on economic and social backwardness, which is religion agnostic. It can't be because somebody is from a religion you can give that reservation to them. You have to give the reservation if it is economically and socially backward communities. That is what the constitution.
कौन आएगा लेकिन socially backward communities?
No, I'll come to that also. That is not a simplistic answer, but the SC/STs obviously. Yeah. And then there is what the Mandal Commission.
But aren't most SC/STs by default Hindus?
Well, does Islam have caste discrimination?
I'm not sure. You are a member of Islam. You would know.
Islam considers everyone to be in one category. It doesn't have caste hierarchies. Right. So the problem that was being addressed through reservations, caste-based reservations, was that there was caste-based differences. So now caste-based differences don't exist in A or B Samaj. They exist in one Samaj. So obviously the beneficiaries will belong to that Samaj. Now, how can they belong to another Samaj? So if you're addressing a caste-based discrimination, it will cater to the society where the caste-based discrimination exists. So now coming back to the point, the Constitution addressed that economic and social backwardness, which will be judged on certain set of parameters, which includes caste, which includes other factors, as is decided. they will get the benefits of this reservation, SC, ST and these communities. Specifically, when the matters have gone to court also, the court has said religion can't be the basis on which you give reservation. For instance, you can't say that because you're Muslim, you're backward and you get reservation. You can say that, okay, this is a backward person, he happens to be Muslim, so he will get the benefit of affirmative action. But you can't say because you're Muslim, you're backward and you get the reservation. That is religious-based reservation, which has been struck down as illegal and unconstitutional, and it was not what our founding fathers, the constitutional makers, decided. The Congress, however, in various states and various places, and when they were in the center and UPA, wanted to give religion-based reservation. They've said it so. Salman Khurshid said it in 2012, that we will give 9% to Muslims out of the OBC quota. In Ranganath Mishra committee report, they said that we will give a quota of 6% to Muslims from the OBC quota. They wanted even 15% quota for Muslims based on the recommendations of the Sachar committee report, which is coming out of the SC, ST, OBC quota. Then in Andhra also they created that all Muslims should get the reservation from the OBC quota. In Karnataka they did it. That is unconstitutional, and therefore the question that Amit Shah ji asked is that, boss, you tell that we are changing the constitution. In fact, you are the worst violators of the constitution by allowing and giving religion-based reservation, and that too from the quota of SC, ST, OBC. So first you tell us in writing that you will not give religion-based reservation. Let me give an example of this. In AMU,
Aligarh Muslim University?
Yes, Aligarh Muslim University. Why is there no reservation for SC, ST, OBC?
It's a Muslim-dominated university.
But it gets funds from center.
Sure.
So, if you get funds from center, then let the rules of central university apply. Banaras Hindu University allows SC, ST, OBC. आप तो बड़ी बात करते हो ना सेकुलरिज्म की ये वो, तो आपका यूनिवर्सिटी में आपको देना नहीं, मतलब what they consider कि AMU, तो AMU में दो ना. And finally, just to sum up this point, that this kind of canard that is being spread about us changing reservation, actually the biggest damage to reservation is being done by giving it on religious basis. Because as of now, the Supreme Court has clearly said that you can't give unlimited reservation. There has to be a cap. Now when there's a cap, there is an SC quota, there is an ST quota, there is an OBC quota. If you now push in the religious based reservation, it is going to come out from the existing quota. So whose quota is going to get damaged? Those who are deserving, for those who are not deserving. Then you say, but what wrong have Muslims done? Why can't they get? But they get under EWS. Modi ji started EWS quota, economically weaker section. Now that quota for 10%, irrespective of your religion, if you are economically weak, you will get it. So Muslims can get from there. And those who are talking about Samvidhan, etc., do you know, till the time 370 was being implemented, the constitution didn't apply to Jammu Kashmir.
I know that, yeah.
तो ये कैसा संविधान बचाव था इनका? ये संविधान बचाने के लिए ना, अब तो 370 हटने के बाद संविधान वहां पे लागू हुआ ना, तो are they for 370 or are they for removal of 370? So they have said on record that they want to reimpose 370.
They want to have a full statehood for Kashmir. That's what they
No, forget statehood. Statehood even we are committed to. Statehood is not the issue. I'm talking about 370. Congress has said that we will, if we come to power, which they are not, we will reimpose 370. Reimposition of 370 means that the Jammu Kashmir constitution applies, not the nation's constitution. And secondly, you know what it means? It means that the Valmiki Samaj of Jammu Kashmir doesn't get their rights for 70 years. The Valmiki Samaj of Jammu Kashmir, which came from various parts, including West Pakistan, have not got their rights because Article 370 and 35A prevented that. Today, when that has been removed, a lot of the central laws which apply to SC/ST, like for instance, prevention of SC/ST atrocity acts, forest rights acts, etc., which is meant for the Kalyan of SC/ST Samaj, has been implemented there for the first time. So you see, the reality is something else, and the narrative and the propaganda of Congress is something else.